There are hundreds, if not thousands, of ancient and historical places around the world, most of which the general public has never seen nor heard about. It's not necessarily that archaeologists are hiding these places from us, but the information is not always available in the mainstream media, meaning you are very unlikely to ever hear about some of the incredible ancient sites that exist throughout the world. Today, I'll show you a whole host of ancient ruins, as well as archaeological sites that will demonstrate just how incredible our ancient ancestors were. These historical places will leave you wondering what is still yet to be discovered. Now, over to Turkey for our first ancient place. Alaca Hook dates back to at least the 4th millennium BC, making it over 5,000 years old. This fascinating ancient place in modern-day Turkey was originally created by the indigenous people of central Anatolia, known as the Hattians. It was later occupied by the Hittites, who further developed the site. The Hittites added the famous Sphinx Gate, with twin statues guarding the entrance. One of the most significant discoveries has been the Royal Hattian tombs. Archaeologists found gold and silver artifacts, bronze objects, ceramics, and intricate jewelry, but they also discovered unusual artifacts called sun discs. The sun discs are believed to have been mounted on poles to symbolize power or protection. Ulug Dep is an ancient place with a long history of occupation, with evidence suggesting that the site was inhabited as far back as the early Bronze Age. It was discovered in the 20th century at the foothills of the mountains in Turkmenistan. Subsequent excavations have uncovered a range of architectural structures, including fortifications, palaces, residential buildings, and a mysterious fire temple. Ulug Dep's location made it a hub for cultural interactions between various ancient civilizations, including those in Iran, the Indus Valley, and the northern steppes. This ancient place dates back to the 3rd millennium BC, making it an astonishing 5,000 years old. The Siddhatal Caves are a group of temples, caves, and monuments that sit within the Gwalior Fort complex in India. This historical site includes several monolithic idols carved directly out of the sandstone with incredible precision. Some of the idols are over 40 feet tall. The Siddhatal Caves are part of a wider complex, which includes 32 caves situated on a sandstone plateau. They represent a continuous tradition of Jain worship in the region, with the construction dating all the way back to the 7th century AD and continuing up until the 15th century, covering a significant period in Indian history. The Caves of Camerano, also known as the Grotti di Camerano, are an intriguing network of underground tunnels and caves located in Italy. They're carved into the sandstone beneath the town and are believed to date back to pre-Roman times. The caves extend to various depths, with some passages reaching up to 20 meters below the surface. The network is multi-leveled, featuring a complex layout of tunnels, rooms, and galleries spread across different depths. There are various theories about the original purpose of this ancient place. Suggestions include religious temples and meeting places for secret societies. Some say they were used as storage areas or even as hiding places during times of war. The Palauktion Babas are a series of striking anthropomorphic stone sculptures created by nomadic tribes from countries including Hungary, Ukraine, Russia, and Mongolia, as well as many others. Known collectively as the Turkic nomadic peoples, the tribes would create these mysterious stone sculptures and use them as grave markers or memorials for notable individuals. The statues are typically carved from stone and depict human figures, often with stylized and elongated bodies. Archaeologists believe the Palauktion Babas date back to the 11th century AD until the 13th century, as it coincides with the period when the Palauktion tribes were most prominent in the Eurasian steppes. The City of the Dead is a striking and enigmatic historical site located at Dargavs in Russia. Situated in the mountains, this ancient necropolis is known for its series of crypts and tombs that date back several centuries. This ancient city contains nearly 100 stone crypts varying in size and architectural design. It is believed that during epidemics, the sick travel to these tombs to die, thereby not spreading the disease to their families. The origins of the necropolis are believed to date back to the 16th century, although some believe they may be older. Perge is an ancient city that is located in the modern-day Antalya province in Turkey. Perge's history dates back to around 1000 BC. It was initially settled by the Hittites, but the city came into prominence during the Greek and Roman periods. It gained particular importance after being captured by Alexander the Great in 333 BC. Following his death, Perge came under the control of various Hellenistic rulers. The city reached its peak during the Roman period from the 2nd to the 4th centuries AD. It became an important center of Christianity during this time. Matmata is a small town in southern Tunisia, which is famous for its unique underground houses. They are carved into the soft limestone and are believed to date back to the 4th century BC. The homes are designed to provide natural climate control. They provide insulation against extreme temperatures, keeping the interiors cool during the hot days and warmer during the cold nights. This ancient place quickly became a tourist attraction after the release of Star Wars in 1977. One of the houses was used as Luke Skywalker's home on the planet Tatooine. Kandovan village is an extraordinary historical place located at Osku in modern-day Iran. Kandovan is famous for its homes carved directly into the volcanic rock. These dwellings are similar to those found at Cappadocia in Turkey. Surprisingly, the age of these formations are only estimated to be around 700 years old. The construction features interiors that are carved out to create rooms and exteriors that resemble a large termite colony, giving the village a distinctive and surreal appearance. Unlike other historical rock villages, Kandovan is not a deserted or a purely touristic site. It is still inhabited by local people to this day. Monte da Cadi is a prehistoric archaeological site located on the island of Sardinia. It is often described as a ziggurat, which is a type of massive structure built in ancient Mesopotamia, some 1,800 miles away. The main structure is a rectangular platform measuring about 27 meters squared. It was discovered in the 1950s, and subsequent excavations have revealed a complex history of construction and modification over several millennia. It is believed to have been a religious or ceremonial site dating back to around 4000 BC, which makes this ancient place a staggering 6,000 years old. El Tejon is a significant archaeological site located in the state of Veracruz in Mexico. This historical place is thought to have been the capital city of the ancient Totonac people. This vast ancient city flourished between the years of 600 and 1200 AD. It features an incredible 17 ball courts, as well as palaces, temples, and plazas. But the most impressive monument is the El Tejon Pyramid. This structure, dating back approximately 1,400 years, has 365 niches, which are said to represent the days of the year. But not only that, the pyramid and other structures at El Tejon show evidence of being aligned with astronomical events. The Goris Cave Dwellings are a series of man-made caves located in the town of Goris in Armenia. These dwellings are carved directly into the volcanic tuff and are believed to have been inhabited from as early as the 4th century AD. Each one varies in size and complexity, with some being simple one-room spaces and others having multiple rooms, including areas for sleeping, cooking, and storage. The underground city of Nushabad is an ancient underground network of subterranean tunnels and chambers located in modern-day Iran. It is believed to have been built around the 6th century AD with the primary purpose of providing a place of refuge for the local population during threats of invasion and times of war. The underground city has a sophisticated ventilation system, which provided air circulation, ensuring that the inhabitants could breathe even when the city was sealed off from the outside world. The city consists of at least 3 different levels with underground living areas, storage rooms, water wells, ventilation shafts, and even escape routes. Shar-e-Sukhteh, also known as the Burnt City, is a significant and ancient archaeological site located in modern-day Iran. This ancient complex was occupied as early as 3200 BC, making it a staggering 5,200 years old. The site covers an area of about 151 hectares, making it one of the largest ancient cities. The buildings were primarily constructed of mud brick, and it's described as having a complex urban layout with residential areas, industrial zones, and a graveyard. One of the most fascinating finds at this historical site was when archaeologists discovered a grave. Amongst the skeletal remains was the world's oldest artificial eyeball. The Mashwar temples are a group of 15 rock-cut temples that date all the way back to the 8th century AD, making them approximately 1,300 years old. Located at the Kangra Valley in India, these fascinating ancient temples are carved out of a single rock formation. A similar technique can be found at the more famous Ellora caves. The monolithic temples share a common platform with a rectangular water pond sitting out front. The temples, which are carved directly out of sandstone, are adorned with several ancient carvings depicting various Hindu deities. The Great Kais Kala is an impressive and enigmatic architectural structure located in the ancient city of Merv in modern-day Turkmenistan. Nobody is sure what the Great Kais Kala was built for and what purpose it served, but it is believed this historical place dates back to the 8th century AD, making it around 1,300 years old. This unusual structure is built from mud brick with wave-like external walls. This undulating design not only adds to the aesthetic appeal, but also serves to strengthen the structure. Even though its purpose is unknown, some suggest it may have been a palace, a fortified monastery, or a fortress. The Pandavlini Caves, also known as the Nashik Caves, are a group of ancient Buddhist cave temples located in India. The caves were carved somewhere between the 3rd century BC and the 2nd century AD. This period spans the Hinayana phase of Buddhism and also reflects the transition to the later Mahayana phase. The temples here were built by various Buddhist kings over this period, with 24 caves constructed in total. The various buildings and rooms include monasteries, prayer halls, as well as many other different kinds of chambers. Domus de Janus are a type of prehistoric burial structure found in Sardinia. The name translates to House of the Fairies or House of the Witches in the Sardinian language. These rock-cut chamber tombs are an integral part of the island's pre-Nuragic culture and provide valuable insights into the early history of the region. The tombs are carved directly into the rock, typically limestone, and are often found in clusters. They vary in size and complexity, ranging from simple, single-chambered designs to more elaborate multi-chambered structures. The fairy houses are believed to have been created by the Ozieri culture 6,000 years ago, meaning these rock-cut tombs are some of the oldest in Europe. The necropolis of Populonia is an ancient Etruscan burial site located at Tuscany in Italy. Populonia was one of the 12 cities of the Etruscan Confederation and the only major Etruscan city built directly on the coast. This ancient place was an important center for the processing and trade of iron, which contributed to the Etruscan wealth and influence in the ancient world. The city reached its peak in the 6th century BC, and archaeologists believe these tombs to be around 2,800 years old. The fortress of Paramanga is located near the coast of northwestern Peru. It's an archaeological site with a large ancient fortress, thought to be the remnants of the Chimbu culture, who thrived in this region long before the Inca Empire. It is believed to have been constructed around the late 15th century, just before the Inca conquest of the Chimbu territory. The fortress is notable for its strange pyramid-like shape. After the Inca conquest, it is believed that the Inca may have modified the structure. Archaeologists say this is indicated by the presence of architectural styles and construction techniques, which are typical of the ancient Inca buildings of the time. Ninggan Pagoda is an incomplete monument located in Myanmar. This massive construction project was initiated by King Bodapaya as part of an ambitious plan to build the largest pagoda in the world. However, despite using thousands of prisoners of war and slaves, the project was never completed. In 1839, an earthquake left several large cracks in the structure and caused the heads of 2 giant lion statues to collapse. The Chanquillo complex is a remarkable ancient site in Peru. It is located in the coastal desert of the Ancash region and dates back to the 4th century BC. The most striking feature of the complex is a row of 13 towers built along a ridge. These towers span a north to south range of approximately 300 meters. Archaeologists believe that these towers were used as a solar observatory. The towers align along the horizon to mark the solar solstices and equinoxes, allowing for the tracking of the solar year with remarkable precision. The Zoroastrian Burial Complex, including its Towers of Silence, are located in modern-day Iran. This ancient burial ground dates back to the first millennium BC, with some of the oldest structures being over 2,000 years old. Zoroastrianism is one of the world's oldest continuously practiced religions. Its unique approach to burial practices were important to the ancient people who lived here. When a person died, the body of the deceased would be placed at the top of the Tower of Silence. It would be left there to decompose naturally and subsequently be consumed by birds of prey. The ancient site of Altan Ha is an important archaeological site in Belize. It represents the remains of what was once an ancient Maya city. This historical complex consists of two main plazas, which have more than 500 structures around them. Some of the buildings here include temples, residential homes, and tombs. The city was occupied from approximately 200 BC to around 900 AD, a period of over 1,000 years. One of the most significant discoveries at Altan Ha was a large piece of carved jade. It's known by the name the Kinich Aha Jade Head, and it is believed that this artifact represents the ancient Maya sun god. Ayaz Kala is an ancient fortress complex located in the desert region of modern-day Uzbekistan. It is part of the Khwarezm region, which was once a prosperous area due to the Amudarya River and its delta. The site of Ayaz Kala dates back to the early 1st millennium BC and was part of the ancient state of Khwarezm, which had a rich history connected to the Achaemenid Empire, Alexander the Great, and later the Sasanian Empire. This ancient place consists of 3 main fortresses made entirely from mud bricks. Some of the walls are even double fortified, and surprisingly they have survived the harsh desert environment for thousands of years. This rock-cut doorway looks like something straight out of a movie scene. Its name translates to the Tiger Cave, although a lot of people think it looks more like a frog. The doorway is to one of the rock-cut caves located at Odisha in India, a significant archaeological site. This complex is part of the wider area of the Udayagiri Caves and dates back to the 1st century BC. They are believed to have been used for residential retreats for the Jain monks around 2,100 years ago. Located in modern-day Iran, you'll find an incredible feat of ancient engineering, with its origins dating all the way back to the 5th century BC. This incredible hydraulic complex utilizes an advanced ancient water management technique, which was built purposefully for the irrigation of agricultural lands around the city of Shushtar. When the ancient people here diverted the water from the river, they were able to turn this dry, arid land into fertile fields to grow crops. The Palace of Ardashir is an ancient castle located in the Fars province of Iran. It was constructed sometime in the 3rd century AD and was built by King Ardashir I. It was part of a new capital city named Ghor. The palace is strategically located close to a spring, which was crucial for its elaborate water management system. The structure is made of baked brick and stone, and it features a series of large and small domes. Many of these features were groundbreaking in their scale and engineering for the time, some 1,800 years ago. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. You'll be supporting me in my research to bring you the very best ancient places from around the world.